All right, so we're going to go through one more stretch. This is going to be what we call just an internal rotation stretch for the hip. And we're going to line up into what we call a bear sit position. So Colin can kind of find his bear sit position, and then we'll work through today just figuring out what we mean by the position and then the movement as well. So here we go. So we call this the bear sit position, and basically what you want to think about with this position is knees at 90 degrees. So you notice that both of the knees are at 90 degrees, and Colin is sitting on his butt, and he is drawing his feet out towards the side, and he's drawing his knees down as much as he can. And then he's keeping a neutral spine. So that means his lower back is not collapsing into the ground. So if you notice that, his lower back is collapsing. If he can't, and notice how he's taking some support with his hands. If you're super flexible, you may not need that. If you cannot maintain that back position, then you would sit on an object. So, for example, if Colin was not able to keep that back squared up, he sits a little bit higher, and then he may not need support with his hands in that position. So from there, he can sit in a neutral position. So right now, the main thing that we want to notice is the low back. If that back collapses down, even when you're supported, then you are going too low. So really try to find a high enough position that you can keep that back in place, okay? So the major thing that we're gonna do with this position is we're really gonna focus on keeping our sit bones anchored to the ground. And from here, we're gonna work internal to external rotation on one leg. So as Colin goes, let's go with the right leg. He points his toe, and keeping both sit bones on the ground, he tries to draw that knee in towards the other knee as far as he can, and then goes all the way out to the outer position again. And then he repeats. Point that toe, rotate, bring that hip in as far as he can, and then all the way out. Everybody follow along as well as you can. We are going to do 6 reps, and then we're going to hold on the inside position. This is number 3. 4, 5, and last rep, he's going to go into that internal rotation position and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. So a couple things that happen a lot of times when people are not paying attention is as they rotate, they start to lift the hip and the butt off the ground. And it looks more impressive because that knee drops towards the ground a little bit more, but you're not actually working internal rotation, you're just working a little bit of pelvis movement. So we want to limit the pelvis movement, and we want to keep that anchor on the ground. Imagine pulling the belly button towards the ground as you move. And that means if you only go in a little bit, but you're working really hard, much better. So let's keep going. We'll start now. Rotate on that toe, point that foot, drive that knee in towards the inside aspect, which we call internal rotation. This is number 3. Keep that pelvis locked in place. Number for 4. Five, and last rep, 6. Nice work. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and release out.